Ladies and gentlemen, do I have a story for you today? And I actually do have video evidence of this incident. I have, pretty much, I think for the rest of my stories that I'm actually going to do for the rest of, December, the rest of 2024. Because I do plan on doing, like, a story at least every single day, you know what I'm saying? But multiple times throughout my childhood, I did smoke with strangers. And by strangers, I mean completely random people that were just near me when I was smoking and looked like they want to hit the blunt. And I have multiple stories of this, which I can tell you, in which I do have video evidence. I have video flipping evidence. A lot of people do not. I have receipts. So I was probably like 15, 16. This is when I was really getting into selling weed. And I'm talking like not big money, not El Chapo shit, but simply, little hood rat shit. But anyways, I was selling weed, and I would like to get people's reviews on my weed, that I sold them, to see if they liked it, to see if I wanted to resell it, or if I wanted to stop selling it, or if I wanted to increase the price. But anyways, I remember it was me, my boy Chris, and my old friend Hugh, that fat bastard. But we went to, I don't even know if I can say the name, but we went to this school that I used to go to, and it was an elementary school. So we pull up, you know what I'm saying, we was all chilling. I had the blunt, I had the weed, you know what I'm saying. I smoked these up at this time because I was really selling weed, I was selling money. I was buying a zip, reselling the zip enough to where I'd get enough money. Holy shit. I'd resell a zip enough to where I'd get enough money to buy another zip, and so on and so on. But we pull up to my elementary school and we start climbing it, and you know what I'm saying, blah blah blah. We get up there and we're talking our shit, shooting the shit, I'm rolling up, curling out of this because I've never had a bad blunt in my opinion. I mean, I've had tight blunts, I've had like really loose blunts, but every single blunt is hit, you feel me? But anyways, we climb up to about the first level, because I'll make a little diagram right here because I really want to get into editing my videos better for you guys. But I had a little, I don't know which side I'm gonna put it on, go like this. But we climbed up the first level, and it was probably like 10, maybe 11 feet high, and we're just sitting there chilling, and all of a sudden we look behind us, we see a ladder. So we're like, bet, we're climbing up that, boom, we're gone, we're all the way at the top, and we're just looking around and shit. And all of a sudden we see these like people just walking up through the gate looking at us. And obviously if they're looking at us climbing this building, then they know we're on some shit. But we end up climbing back down, and they cut us off pretty much, and they're just sitting there talking to us. And they end up actually being some old and homeless people, or they kind of look like crackheads, but I don't judge people, so I'm just gonna say homeless. And they actually ended up being pretty chill. So we're sitting there smoking, and all of a sudden I'm like, should we let them hit this? My boy Chris goes on, so I pass him the blunt, and he's sitting there whacking that shit. Finally exhales that shit. Biggest hit of my life I've ever seen. God damn it, I don't know how his lungs didn't explode. I know for a fact if he was drowning in the ocean and he was just above the water and he just went like, he wouldn't lose oxygen. I mean, this boy had the biggest lungs I've ever seen in my life, now that I really think about it. But anyways, as I said, I did like to review my weed, and I like to post it, and I like to, see if I wanted to increase the price. So I whip out my phone and I record this. I'm like, is the weed good? And when you guys see, I regret doing this. I mean, it was so nasty. I can't believe I really smoked with this. Like, bro, it was nasty. I don't know why I did it, but I did. And I pretty much asked him,
what you think? Good stuff.
It's pretty good. And then I, stopped recording. I think I have a couple other videos of that guy, but, I'll put him in if I have him. Anyways, it gets chill. We stopped smoking, put out the weed. Or I think it was a pre-roll that I ended up getting from my sister's boyfriend because he went to Michigan and shit. So, yeah, it was like a pre-roll. Pretty good. And we put that out, we go our separate ways. And then I believe within the same day, we had to go to the bus stop. Me, Chris, and I think it was Malachi. All three of us had our bikes, and we had to get on the bus. And we're sitting there chilling, and all of a sudden we come to the realization that the bus only has 2 racks. Somebody has to go home. I'm not going home. Malachi literally has to go home because that's where we were going anyways. And I believe Chris was going to get a ride back. And we did argue for a little bit, but Big Dog came out on top. I was not taking my ass back home and getting a ride. Chris did. So we're all chilling there, and I'm like, hey, you want to smoke before you head out? And he's like, yeah, you know what, screw it. So we take out another pre-roll, light that bitch up, and we're sitting there chilling at the bus stop, just sitting there smoking. And it was honestly just like some fucking movie shit. I mean, we're sitting there smoking, and this homeless looking dude looks over and he's like, damn, that smells good. I'm like, hell yeah, hell yeah. And he's just sitting there looking at us and he's like, yeah, that shit smells like gas. Where'd you get it? I'm like, yeah, this shit's some fire. We got it from Michigan. You want to hit it? He's like, oh, I don't know. Damn. He's like, oh, I don't know. But takes the little pre-roll joint, hits that, and we get to talking. I think loosened him up a little bit because he ended up opening up to us a while. He was telling us how he was a veteran, and I'm pretty sure he was a veteran and shit, and he had like PTSD, and he ended up going homeless for a while. I think he ended up just getting back in his house, and we were talking, and he ended up getting my number and shit, and I'm pretty sure I ended up actually selling him some weed after that. So yeah, but definitely would not advise smoking with strangers. That shit is not okay. I regret doing it every day, and I live with the consequences. Peace.